right. You are now tuning in to Thoroughbred Magazine and TV. We got a special guest on the line today, Xxxpyromaniac. What's going on, brother? You there?
Yeah, what's going on, King Rich? I'm cool. Just collected. Woke up this morning with a goal on my mind, and that's to expand my music further today.
Most definitely, most definitely. It's a pleasure having you on today, man.
Thank you. It's a pleasure being here.
For sure, for sure. So listen, before we get into it, let's really just introduce yourself to the audience, man, and just let them know, where you're from, your name, and just basically just what your creativeness is.
Alright, so basically I'm a 17-year-old artist from Chicago, Illinois, and right now I'm currently in Florida, just basically trying to be the best that I can. My rap name is Xxxpyromaniac, but I normally just go by Pyromaniac. Just
Okay.
My goal in mind is just to just strive and make sure everything that I do has a positive message in it, no matter what it is. Be positive.
Most definitely, most definitely. Hey, really just to touch on the name, what kind of gave you the insight to really come up with that name?
Xxxpyromaniac. This name came from, originally the triple X came from Jase Dwayne Envoy. And, that's, XXXTentacion. And that just came from him because really throughout my life, I've been through a lot of depression spikes and a lot of issues that go on with me personally, like insecurities, and I've been Baker active twice before, just a lot of things like that. And he was there, when I felt like I was down, I was low, nobody was there for me. His music and the words that he spoke of wisdom helped me, and just the Pyromaniac, I just had that for no matter what beat that I hop on, no matter what did I do, I'm going to spit that heat for you. I'm going to make sure that your ears and your mind know that I'm a good rapper, no matter what it is.
Most definitely. Yeah, man, I like that too, man. I like the conjunction of the two. So that's definitely a dope thing, man. When it comes to, just your whole start in the music industry, just you want to just make music initially, what was that start for you?
When I was about 5th grade, I just basically I saw my friends doing it. I wasn't into it like that at the time. Then my dad started playing songs and stuff in the car, like things that he had from way back in the day. And I just was like, why not? And then it actually inspired me a lot too, and Young Boy. So I tried it, and I'm really good at it.
Okay. And I mean, do you remember what that first song or what that first time when you really, laid down the track and really realized, like, I got something here, I could really do this?
Yeah, I was in Chicago with my cousins and stuff, and we were just all there, and we were all in a room, and I just started freestyle. They do on a beat because at the time my cousin knew how to make beats, and he was making beats and selling them and stuff, and I just started freestyling with everybody in the room, and I did it.
And what was that reception when you did that? Because, I mean, that's you breaking out the box almost. It seemed like that moment you broke out of the box. So for the people that was around you at the time, what was their reception to you doing that?
They were all shocked. They were surprised. My uncle was like, you need to start writing down the stuff that you freestyle. You need to start writing down songs and listening to beats and stuff because you can actually be somewhere someday. They were just real shocked and just excited for me and very just being there for me, and it made me feel good,
Most definitely. So you initially got really just encouragement from the people around you, your families, and everything. They was for it. They wanted you to push forward.
Yeah, just mostly only my family, because I never really had friends like that because I couldn't really trust people.
I feel you. Okay. And, I know I was looking back at your catalog, you dropped, some songs back in 2019, and, two particular songs that really stood out to me, Snapback and, Alone. So, I mean, we could definitely touch on both of them, but I want to start off with Alone. That was really a soulful song in my opinion, as far as me interpreting that. What was kind of the mindset that you was in as far as making that song?
Kind of the mindset that I'm in for every song that I make. I make songs based off my emotion. I feel like that's the best way for me to be the greatest artist that I could possibly be in the world. Because I don't only want to make hip-hop music. I want to make other types of music too, because that's what an artist does. An artist, you know, just like puts out their feelings, their emotions, and the way they perceive things. So basically for that, I was in a depressive state at the time. Me and a lovely female that I had was dating at the time. She actually cheated on me, and I walked into her cheating on me. So it was just something like that. It just kind of hurt, and I just basically put the way that I felt for like the past month or two on paper, because I couldn't hold it in no more. It was messing with my head.
No, I feel that, man. I mean, you know, I think we all could relate to, you know, situations where, you know, we feel like we, you know, have gotten done dirty or whatever the case may be. And I feel like, you know, for me, I commend you for, you know, channeling your energy into the music, you know, rather than doing something that could definitely, you know, change your life in a drastic way. So, you know, I commend you on that, definitely putting that energy in towards the music. I want to quote a line, most definitely. I want to quote a line that really stood out to me in that song, where you said, "Nobody has to love you if God loves you." And that was more along to the end of the song. Can you break that down? You know, what did you mean by those words? I mean, you know, I know it's kind of self-explanatory, but in a sense, what did you really mean when you was putting that out there? Because I felt like it was something that you was kind of definitely trying to get across to your fans.
Basically, what I mean is, you don't, like, even if you don't believe in God, you know, even if you believe in a different type of higher power, you're Muslim, you know, you're a Buddhist, you're Jewish, no matter what you believe in, your higher power, you don't have to, nobody on this earth, no person that walks this earth has to love you. Because just like the next person to you, you're skin and bones too, and a soul and a heart. They don't have to love you if your higher power loves you, because the higher power is always going to be there for you. No matter, even if you don't believe in one, love yourself. Love yourself first before you love anybody. Yourself.
Most definitely, most definitely. What was it? Was it more of a transitional thing as far as you with that mindset, or did you always have that thought process?
It was kind of a transition after I lost somebody really close to me. I kind of noticed that life is short. It's very short, so I need to live it while I have it.
True indeed. And you know, I'm definitely glad that you know, touched on that, because, you know, a lot of people, you know, especially with everything taking place right now in the world, you know, with the coronavirus, you know, then us recently having a situation going on with the police brutality, which we've always been going through, but, you know, just really forefront that and just letting people know that, you know, we do have feelings, we do have emotions, you know, and we are human beings, and we care for loved ones, and when things happen, when we lose people, it definitely, it affects us, you know what I mean? So, it's a real thing, and I feel like I commend you for your consciousness and your music as well, because I feel like you play both sides of the field. I feel like, you know, you definitely talk the consciousness, but then at the same time, you do have that new wave where, you know, you keeping it with the trap soul, or really just talking that grittiness, you know what I mean? So, what's that both sides that kind of that you get into, and that mindset that you in when you go from, you know, making that soulful music to really just that playful, young, you know, just real vibrant vibe? Like, what goes into the music process as far as making that music?
Well, I just look at it as, like I said, art. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel embarrassed when I do anything, none of that. When I'm in the studio, it's me and the music. So whatever I feel like goes, that's what's gonna go in the track. And it's just, I have different personalities. I have the really relaxed me, then I have the very aggressive, then I have the sad type of me. Because I have feelings. You know, sometimes I'm sad, sometimes I'm aggressive, sometimes I'm angry. You know? Like it's just like, it is what it is when I go into it, really. Like, I listen to the beat, and I'm like, whatever is about to go in this beat, I'm gonna let it hit my mind. So I relax and I wait a couple of seconds. I let it hit me. I get a hook straight off the back, write the hook down. And after the hook, rapping is nothing for me. Rhyming words, that's nothing. All it is vocabulary.
Okay. And I was going to ask that too. Are you more of a pen writer or a freestyle, rapper as far as when you're coming to the process of creating a song? Do you kind of just play with it and just freestyle it, punch in, whatever the case may be, or are you actually writing these words down and putting it together?
So, I freestyle most of all of my songs. I'm just an amazing freestyler. But,
okay.
For like the songs that I really want to slap, that I really want the songs to just hit in a different way, I write down my verses or my hooks for those songs because I really want it to hit. And I know if I write it down, I can think of more words that'll sound better, that'll fit into that, that little lyric segment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. And when it came to these songs, as far as like the Alone, or I'll tell you this, when it came to Snapback, because that's a legendary song too. I like that one. It had a whole vibe to it. When it came to Snapback, what was the situation, or what was the vibe that you was going and making that? What kind of inspired you to make that song?
Not even gonna lie to you, I worked on Snapback for about 3 months. Not even gonna cap.
Okay.
What inspired me to start it, I was scrolling through YouTube. Shout out to Fly Melodies. That's my favorite person who make beats on YouTube, who make beats in general. So,
okay.
He just, I heard the beat. It was a Lil Uzi Vert / Playboy Cardi type beat. And it just vibed. Like when it came on, it just moved. And I started the hook first. And then after I started the hook, I went into my verse next verse. Hook, just like that. And over the course of like weeks and stuff, I started to slow down on the song so I can really get it like moving the way I want to. I wanted a structured song. I wanted a song that could get played, that you could listen to over and over and over again. Like I wanted a song like that.
Most definitely. I think you definitely executed with that one. And then just going back to the Alone song, I think that's definitely one of those songs you could put it on repeat. You know what I mean? You going through a situation. Because I feel like with the Alone song, you talked about the greediness, but then at the end, you left that message to where it's like, yeah, I talked about it, the shit that takes place, but at the same time, at the end of the song, I'm going to talk about the reality of how you can get out of that. I'm going to talk about the reality of the mindset of just pushing forward. You know what I mean? So I love that, man. And on another one, too, Pull Up to the Strip. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to your music, first off the titles. When it comes to the titles, who's making these titles? You know what I mean? Are you coming up with this off top?
All these titles. That's all me.
And I like the titles, man, because a lot of times, the title would draw the person in to listen to the music, and then when you listen to the music, you understand the kind of the conjunction of the title with the actual vibe of the song. You know what I'm saying? So going back to Pull Up. No, go ahead. What you was gonna say?
I was gonna say, basically the titles, sometimes I don't even make the title until I do the whole entire song, like Pull Up to the Strip.
Okay.
That song, I made that song back in 2014.
Okay. I mean, but it's still hitting. That's the clip. Even with it being 2014, I can still hear it playing and bumping right now in 2020. You know what I'm saying? It got that vibe to it. And what was that energy? Because that right there is, if I'm not mistaken, that beat that you used is from a previous song, right? Another artist song.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was saying, so I feel like when it comes to that song, you put your own spin on it. And if not of it being even to that tier of the artist, it definitely could definitely be a topic of conversation as far as the wordplay and the whole vibe of that song. You know what I mean? So what was the energy kind of coming into that song?
Well, with like Pull Up to the Strip, honestly, me and my stepmom was sitting in the car. We were just sitting in the car, and like I was looking for beats. I don't know, we was just bored. We was waiting for my mom, so we just looking for beats. I find the beat to the song, and it's basically a remix of Look At Me from XXX. It's like a remix. It's a sad version of Look At Me. So I turned the beat on. When I turned it on, it's like pull up to the A, and then like I get it. It just hit my head like always.
Yeah.
Pulled up to the strip, air ride all the clips, just like that.
Yeah.
So like I'm like the whole vibe was it was just a chill vibe at first, and then my stepmom gave me like an idea. She said, get loud on the song, raise your voice up. That's what I did, and it just made it sound more aggressive. You know, just the whole entire vibe was just aggression.
Most definitely. I definitely like that one too, man. You definitely creating some dope songs or whatever. I mean that's 2014. So what was that transition? You know, coming from 2014 to you making music currently, even now to 2020. You feel like your music, as far as just the vibe or the energy towards you making music, has kind of progressed or changed since 2014?
Definitely, I've definitely seen a change. Like I have way more wordplay now. I don't panic as much, and I'm also more confident. You know, I just kind of turn the beat on and do me. I don't really look at the other people and like, oh, are they feeling it? I just need to know if my energy is correct.
Most definitely. So you're doing it based off of just you being just creative, just totally just letting it just flow. Most definitely. And I also want to touch back, you know, onto, you know, where you from. You know, you're saying you out of Florida. When it comes to, you know, you being out of Florida, you know, what's kind of the energy or the vibes of the stuff that you're dealing with coming out of that environment? Do you feel like the Florida energy or the Florida, you know, vibe kind of influences your music additionally too?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of, yeah, it does, because, you know, I grew up here, even though I was born in Chicago, I grew up here, you know, so it kind of does, but sometimes you can still hear in my music, I got that Chicago tone a little bit. Sometimes my music, you can hear it. It's just certain words that I say, like shorty, or, you know, things like that, just like certain slang words that you would use in Chicago.
Okay. I got you. And, you know, I really just want to, you know, to kind of, you know, wrap it up, to kind of close it out, you know, for your fans, for the supporters, for anybody listening currently, what type of advice or inspiration would you give them as far as pushing forward with, you know, maybe their music endeavors, or, you know, whatever creativeness that they have, you know, whether business or anything like that? What type of advice would you give them as far as pushing forward with their dreams and aspirations?
I would say, no matter what dream you have, you push forward. If you have the dedication, you don't even have to have the talent most of the time. If you got the dedication, if you got the heart to put the hard work in, then do it. If that's what you want to do, if you can see yourself doing it, then do it. Because every single dream, every single thing you have is a process. It's a slow process. Sometimes it's fast. It just depends. But don't give up. Never give up. Don't ever give up. Because if you give up, then you let go of everything. If you gave up, you let the opposition win. Never let the ops win. Always catch the ops lacking. Because you gotta know that you're the best for you. Nobody else. You have to be the best that you can possibly be. You can't make the world happy, but you can satisfy yourself.
No, that's deep, man. That's deep. We definitely appreciate that for sure, man. Definitely. And lastly, you know, when it comes to, you know, Xxxpyromaniac, you know, if there's something that, you know, people probably wouldn't know about you, something that you like to do, a hobby, you know what I mean, something that you like to eat, or anything, what would kind of be that thing that people would probably be surprised that they don't know about you, that you like to do or eat or anything like that? What would that be?
I like lobsters, like lobster tail, with like some peanut butter and some crab, and like some, I'm not even capping with you, like some lobster tail, most definitely, and like a good video game or a good movie. Like if you turn on, alright, so my favorite movie ever in the world, and it will never change, it's the Django, with Jamie Foxx in it.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. That's my favorite movie. I love that movie.
Hey, listen, now I gotta ask, what made you kind of, you know, draw to that movie?
I don't know. I just like the whole the movie. It basically puts a picture of what I want to fix in the world, or at least try to, because I can't fix it. You know, racism I can't fix. But I could play my part in it, most definitely.
Yeah.
And like, it just basically, it's the truth. The Django is the truth. It shows how the world actually is. It's the truth. Black people are the little when it comes to white people, just for the simple fact of who we are. You know, we were born black, and we can't change that. But you don't have all white people that are the same. You don't have all black people the same. But you have to know that we are all equal. And that's what the Django tries to portray. We are all equal. And we all have to stand up for each other. Because if we don't, we're just going to restart history. Over and over and over again. Do not restart history. You want to succeed. You want to go forward in life. Not backtrack. Who want to go back to being like, who want to be a baby, go to being an adult, go back to being a baby, go back to being an adult, and make no progress. You do the same thing every single day in life. You make no progress. Nobody wants to make no progress in life. Everybody want to make money. Everybody want to succeed. Nobody just want to do nothing.
Most definitely, most definitely. Hey, listen, you hit it right on the nail. And then, I think, kind of just to go back to that movie, because I definitely watched that movie before, and I think I like that one as well too. Because I feel like the message in that as well was, Jamie was kind of, he was in that situation, but at the same time, he kind of pushed against the oppression that he was dealing with. Am I correct when I go back to that movie? He pushed the line. He wasn't taking no shit. You know what I mean? So Nobody.
You always let him know, I'm here. I'm going to be here. And I'm going to always be here. You're not going to make me leave.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Hey, listen, that might have to be, definitely put that in my favorites too, man. Because for me, I would say Scarface. You know what I mean? I don't know. Did you ever see that movie?
I've seen a little bit of it with my stepdad. I ain't see a lot.
Yeah. Well, for me, with Scarface was more so for me was the fact that you had this Colombian or the Spanish guy come up from nothing, make it to something, and then for me the morals that he stood on at the end as far as him dying is the fact that he told them no women and children, and they violated that because they wanted him to do what he set his principles on that he wasn't going to do. So because he stood on those principles and chose not to, take out the woman and children, they wound up taking him out and bum rushing his house and killing him because he stood on his morals. You know what I mean? So that's why that held for me as one of my favorites. You know what I mean? But I like the message of the Django, and I'm glad that you brought that up. And I definitely got to watch that. For the other people too, man, tap into that. For sure. So that's dope, man. That's dope. Hey, listen, man, it was a pleasure having you on today, man. We appreciate having you on for sure.
I appreciate it. I appreciate being here. Thank you, King. King Rich, I really appreciate you DMing me, putting me out there. Shout out to you. Follow him on Instagram. King Rich. Thank you.
Most definitely. Hey, listen, it's been another episode of many episodes to come. Thoroughbred Magazine and TV. We out.